Hi, Luke. Just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on moving forward the second half of the season and what you want to see from the team and kind of what to expect.
Yeah, it's gonna. We're excited. It's gonna be a grind of a second half for everybody involved, and we're excited about that. What we're looking to continue to see is we got to get offensively. We got to continue to be disciplined with our spacing. The pace that we want to play at. The quick decisions from, if I'm open, shoot, if not drive, if not pass. So, just some general concepts of things we talk a lot about as a team. As the season continues to grow, we just want to continue to ingrain that into our DNA of how we play the game of basketball. So that's, those are some of the things we'll be looking for offensively. Defensively, we have a ton of room for improvement. And the challenge, of our players really embracing that and doing a much better job of guarding the ball individually, our rotations, those type of things. So communication is a huge thing that I keep talking to the guys about on the defensive end, and then having that desire to stop the other team. So those are some things defensively we'll look for and we'll keep hitting home on.
James Ham.
Hey, Luke, how are you?
Good, James. You?
Good. Hey, when we know we have a minutes restriction on Haliburton tonight, is there any idea, like the ballpark figure on what that is? And are you guys being more cautious with him because of the condensed season this year, or is it just because he's coming off a little, a calf injury?
Yeah, the minutes are not enough. We want more minutes, but they are what they are. And to answer that, Jane, it's kind of a little bit of everything, right? It's with the amount of games that are coming, the fact that he's in his rookie season and now he's already played more than an entire college season, like getting his body accustomed to this type of wear and tear night in and night out. This is just kind of this is kind of the number that our sports science team feels is best for him and where he's at in this stage of his career. So we're thrilled to have him back. But yeah, we're gonna be careful with him, make sure we keep him throughout the rest of this grind out season.
Tony Harvey.
Hey, Coach Walton. Just want to ask you, get your commentary. I know it's only been like a week's time though, but a lot has been said and a lot of things were said yesterday after practice. Was there any priorities that you told your team at the end of last week going into All-Star break that you wanted to filter into, the second half of the season? I know you mentioned communications and focusing and defense, but was there anything else that, that was top priority that you left them with before All-Star break?
Yeah, no, I mean, the message I left them with All-Star break is that they earned it. You go take a few days and shut it down completely, but then, don't wait till Wednesday night's practice to mentally start getting ramped up again. Like, we got one day to practice and then we're in games pretty much every other day the rest of the month. So the message I left was take the time off. You guys have been playing, extremely hard, but it's time to hit the ground running when we get back. So, the message, Tony, is more from a mindset and continuing to just hit home on those same things that we talk about every day. I'll tell you, I say it all the time. There's no secret to success. There's no magic recipe. It's hard work. It's consistency. It's effort. These are the things that build a winning culture, and that's what we're going to keep. That's what we're going to keep hitting home on.
Katie Hunter.
In terms of any specific players, is there anything that you want to see from like a De'Aaron, a Tyrese, anybody in particular kind of focusing on the second half of the season?
Yeah, there's things we want to see out of everybody, and Kate, I can answer that going down the list of everyone on our team. I think the priority is that we do it with the success of the team being the top priority. But within that, we want to see Harrison continue to really push the limits and to be aggressive and if teams want to go under on him and he ends up shooting 12 threes in a game, like that's good. I want that, and that's individually for Harrison, but as long as it comes within the way that we want to play as a group. Tyrese to continue to develop and expand on his knowledge of the NBA game and playing that pick and roll game and getting the balls, creating for others. De'Aaron, the same thing. His ability to get into the paint and collapse defense is elite. And that now continuing to understand that and pick and choose when you're creating you're creating good looks for others and when you're in score mode. So those are just a couple examples for different guys, but we could go down the list with everybody as far as little things we're continuing to teach them, to show them, and look for as a group and organization.
Marshall Harris.
Hey, Luke, how you doing?
Good, Marshall.
Question about tonight's game. Just is there any kind of message or anything you have to give to your team about specifically facing a team like the Rockets that you look at the standings, you see they've lost 13 games in a row, and they don't have all their players, like Christian Wood's not coming back for this game. Is it still just such a self-focus on yourself, or in scouting the Houston Rockets, are there things that you have to tell your team, like, don't worry about the fact that they've lost 13 in a row? Obviously nobody's taking anybody for granted, but is there any?
Yeah, no, we got to come out. It's the NBA. If we don't come out and play with the right effort and the right mindset and the right spirit, we're not going to beat teams. So no matter who's playing and who's in and who's out, this is the NBA. You better bring it in this league if you want to win games. And I fully expect our players to be be excited and ready to compete at that level coming out of the break. But it does, whether they have guys in or out, this is the highest level of basketball. Anyone can beat anyone on any given night.
Crystal Saltis.
Hello, Coach. Hope you are doing well. I would like to ask you, Houston Rockets finished the first half of the season with 13 straight losses. Tonight, they looking for a fresh start, a new start in the second half of the season. Is it a little bit more difficult, that game, for you about from that perspective?
Well, they're going to be hungry. Absolutely. Like I said, this is professional. This is professional basketball, and to make it to this league at this level, you have to have a sense of pride. And when you're losing, it's tough. We've been through some tough losing streaks ourselves, and that leads to a team that gets extremely hungry and trying to get off that. So whether it causes extra, I don't know, but this is going to be a very very challenging game for us tonight.
Sean Cunningham.
Luke, you're kind of talking about some of the players. I was curious with Marvin Bagley, just where you've seen his best improvement, and where do you think you would like to see towards the end of the season, looking back, seeing the biggest piece of growth here in the second half?
Yeah, I'd say by the end of the season, the defensive end. I just think what he can turn into from a defensive standpoint is something that our team could really use, and that's from his size, his athleticism, his versatility at that that 4 or 5 spot. I think is, if we're just looking at the end of the season, like that's the one thing I'd say, like let's do everything we can to get him there, because I offensively he's a very talented young man. He can score the ball. We want to see him continue to consistently get better with his threes. He's done a much better job of understanding the spacing that we're looking for and where within the offense we want him to be. We want him to continue to get better, and he will as he gets stronger, but finishing around the rim, finishing through contact, little things like that. But one thing by the end of the year, I'd say would be the overall defense of being able to communicate and lead that from the defensive end of the floor.
Jason Anderson, last one.
Hi, Luke. How are you today, sir?
Jason.
Good. Two questions for you, if I can. First of all, your rotation, you kept it pretty tight over the first half of the season. You've talked about what the schedule is going to be like. Can you continue to keep it that tight, or do you plan to maybe broaden things a little bit over the second half?
Yeah, ideally we'd broaden it, but I want us to find our, we got to find our rhythm first. So we'll probably see it pretty tight, coming out of break here, and looking to capture that rhythm again. And then ideally with the amount of games that we're playing, we'd open that up as we continue down the road.
Okay. We've asked you a lot about kind of your assessment of different players and your message to different players. I'm curious, I know you met with Monte a couple times before the break was over, or before and after the break. What was your conversation with him like, and what's he looking for from you over the second half?
Yeah, that's a lot of our conversations are, I'm just giving him what I'm seeing from a coaching standpoint. He gives me what he's seeing from outside the coaching standpoint. So that's where a lot of the talks go. The details of what we're saying, I'll keep between us. But it's more just generally making sure that we're seeing the same thing, and if we're not, talking out why that is. So that's what a lot of those conversations consist of.